Listen, I have to ask you this. This is one of my favorite questions, and I'm sure you've heard this a million times.
Yeah.
You know your culture much better than I do. I just admire it from a distance, and I get the experience to share every once in a while. So when you interact with clients, culture plays a role, right? Whether you're dealing with a Germanic culture, you're dealing with an American culture, a Latin American culture, Asian. You can't say Asian because there's like 12 different flavors of Asian or more, right?
Yeah.
Which culture do you find the most challenging to work with? And I don't mean that in a judgmental sort of way. I don't mean that in a negative sort of way, but challenging in the sense that they have multiple nuances and shades and qualities that you have to understand and embrace so that the relationship stands.
Wow. Oof, I gotta be really, really careful about answering this because
if you want, I'll answer it for you.
Yeah. I know who they, and because my answer could be really misconstrued as nationality wise, you know what I mean? And culture is always, unfortunately, sometimes it's just interconnected by nationality or country, for example. But the reason why I said wow is because I don't have one. I tell you why.
Okay.
Each of them has their dark side and the bright side.
Absolutely.
And for me, it's not knowing how to navigate the dark side. It's not knowing the cultural nuances. It's being stuck to your own culture. And this is what a lot of people do. It's like, well, this is how we do it. And if they see something done differently, they force their cultural agenda, and therefore they end up on the dark side of that culture. So for me, the mistakes that I've made is when I did not take a step back and go, hold on a second, I need to take a look at this from a different perspective and understand it a little bit more. And when I didn't do that, this is when I really, really stepped into a big pile of, you know what?
Actually, you know what? I think that's a brilliant answer. It's not the answer I had in my head, but I really like that answer because I think that's the better and more honest answer. It's the culture that you don't know, or even sometimes even more dangerous, the culture you know a little bit, but not sufficient.
Yeah.
That can play a role.
Yes. And you know what? For years I thought I knew the culture in the GCC, and I used to say, oh, you know, I've been here for 30 plus years and I know the culture. And now since we've been operating in Saudi Arabia, I realized that the more I spend time here, the more I understand. And I realized that I had my own sort of judgmental views. And when I let go of these, my relationship with my clients got better. I was able to understand and accept certain things. I was able to really be patient with certain things and really hold back. But most of all, check this out. I was able to say the things that otherwise other people cannot say.
Oh, that is the height of skill.